Angela Grace, Integrative Nutrition Health Coach and owner of Suture Wellness LLC. I'm really excited to bring you Pillar 3 of Strategic Nutrition today. So Pillar 3 is, I love all three pillars, but Pillar 3 is probably my most favorite out of all three of them because it's all about adaptation. Your body, your lifestyle is adapting. We've got to adapt. We've got to change things up because if we stayed in Pillar 1, your progress is only going to go so far. If you stay in Pillar 2, your progress is only going to go so far. Plus, it can actually backfire. And that's why in Pillar 3, we teach you these concepts because we've got to change. We've got to adapt. And so, briefly, I'll go over Pillar 1, 2, and 3, and then this video will mainly focus on Pillar 3. So Pillar 1 is going to be about introducing low inflammatory foods. Foods that we know drive inflammation will need to be removed, and I will teach you how to replace those foods with foods that are lower glycemic index and have lower, they don't drive inflammation like the others. This will be concerning sugar, it could be concerning grains, and depending on each person, it could be concerning food groups, whereas one person needs to stay away from oxalates. Another person may need to stay away from lectins. One person may realize, wow, I have SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and these foods make this worse, like broccoli, cauliflower. So you may even have to stay away from healthier foods for a short amount of time while you move into the healing process. So that takes us into Pillar 2, which is the healing energy. And the healing energy comes from being into ketosis. That teaches your body to go from being a sugar burner to a fat burner. But it also stimulates stem cell production in your body, and your body will use the old cells that are damaged, that can't hear hormones, that drive inflammation as energy. They will eat those, use it for energy for your body while you're in ketosis, and it would signal to your body to produce new stem cells. This is the healing energy that takes place in Pillar 2. And we use this by nutrition. We tap into this by using nutrition, fasting strategies. That's what I teach in the 9-week program. Pillar 1, the aspects of Pillar 1, aspects of Pillar 2. Now today we're going to talk about what is Pillar 3 and what it looks like. So Pillar 3 is adaptation. We've got to change things up. So with adaptation, this is where we will add in feasting days. Now, when I was told to feast, you're for weight loss. Let's not even talking about the healing aspect of it for weight loss. Because majority of us are focused on weight loss. We all want to lose weight. The majority of people have extra pounds they want to shed. So when you're doing something like Pillar 1 and Pillar 2 and you see a decrease in weight loss and your clothes are looser, but then you're told to have a feasting day and to eat higher carbs, more protein, you think, whoa, I don't want to do this. I don't want to gain that weight back. I've seen it in my life. I've seen it in countless of clients. Those feasting days, the adaptation, the change that needs to take place has to happen. You can't have fasting without the feasting because it becomes unbalanced. And this is why people can actually cause more issues from themselves. Fasting too much, it could disrupt hormones. It could really mess things up in their body. So you've got to have this Pillar 3 in the whole system. So adding in these feasting days, for instance, women who are menstruating, before their cycle, what typically happens with most women? Their appetite increases, or their appetite might not increase, but you start craving certain foods. Well, more than likely, these foods are going to be higher carb and things that your body's depleted in. like chocolate, that's a sign of depleted magnesium. So your body has a way of, innate intelligence has a way of telling you what you need to do. We're just become so accustomed to ignoring what our body says. So the week before your cycle, that needs to be more feasting days, because when you feast on those days, it equips your body with the more progesterone your body needs at that time to have a healthier cycle. So if you are fasting during those days leading up to your cycle, it will deplete your progesterone. So this is the kind of the concepts I teach in Pillar 3. We've got to pay attention to not only our hormones, but men, women both need feasting days. We need days where we are feasting, and you have to, the biggest struggle I would say with this concept is just kind of figuring out what works for you, because what works for me more than likely probably won't work for you. It looks different for everybody. And that's why in the 9-week program, I take the time to kind of help you develop a sense of what works for me, what doesn't work for me. I feel good doing this. I don't feel so good doing this. But I provide these key aspects to, this is just going to be with everybody. Every woman needs to have some feasting days before they start their cycle, because it will deplete their progesterone. Another thing with adaptation is, like I've said in Pillar 2, you can't be low carb for extended amount of time. You can do low carb for a period of time and have the benefits of that, but eventually your body was never made to stay in ketosis for extended long periods of time, and this can have a negative impact on your kidneys, on your liver, on your body overall, on your hormones. So we've got to add in these feasting days. So Pillar 3 is about adding in feasting days, understanding what that's about and how that applies to you. But Pillar 3 is also a place where people could come to and change up their diet. So let's say, you have a very busy week, and you have a day where you're like, okay, today's gonna go like this, and I'm gonna fast for so many hours, and this is what I'm gonna eat for lunch. And then you get out the door and boom, 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 boom. All these things happen. Turns into a very high stress day. And because of that stress, your body may need more carbs that day. So instead of going into keto, when you have a mindset of, I'm doing keto, I'm healing my body, I'm sticking to this one way of eating, this adaptation teaches you, okay, this is happening today. I don't feel like I can fast. I'm needing some food because I'm very stressed out, and I'm going to end up eating something bad that I know I shouldn't eat. And so you adapt to that. You adapt your life to your food. Now, you can't always have excuses. For somebody to really progress in this, you're going to have to move through the 3 pillars. You're going to have to really tap into the healing energy, but you should not be bogged down. You should not feel like a failure when you mess up, and things happen in your life. And so moving in and out of Pillar 1, 2, and 3 is going to give you a sense of, I can do this, I can adapt. Because when we become rigid and we feel like we have to be a certain way for extended amounts of time, that's where most diets fail. That's why 80% of people go on fad diets, and they in their lifetime have over 120 diets that they try. Because of this very reason, we get in our minds, we have to do this, and this is the only way, and it doesn't work out because life doesn't work out the way we plan, so we change and we do something different. This concept teaches you, because I believe this has the answers. But Pillar 3, the adaptation, teaches you how to adapt to your life where you don't feel like, I failed another diet, so I'm going to move on to something else. Because that's what we end up doing. We move on to something else, and then we go back to this, and then we try something else. And so we got to adapt. So pillar 3, adaptation. It teaches you how to adapt your life. Also teaches you how to add in feasting days and the concepts of that, how to do it properly. And then on pillar 3, when you get to a point in your healing journey where you feel like you have really healed in areas, you can start adding in some of these foods that you couldn't have before. Now, do you want to go back to drinking Cokes and having processed white bread who doesn't have any nutrients to it? No. There's just certain things that you want to stay away from, but you can have that flexibility where maybe in pillar 1, when you go on vacation and you're having time away, you have to bring your own food and you can't eat anything because you're so responsive to food. Where in pillar 3, you've progressed to the point where you can go on vacation and try this burger joint and have a normal burger and not respond like you did before. And like I said, is this supposed to be a lifestyle? No, but you've made it where you can adapt and you can you've healed and you can have more flexibility to your life, and it's not so rigid. So I hope that answers what strategic nutrition is. Pillar 1, pillar 2, and pillar 3 gives you insight into what I do with my clients. And if anybody has any questions about this, feel free to email me at angelagrace@suturewellnesscenter.org. Or .com actually is my email address. But if you go to suturewellnesscenter.org, that's the website. You can book an appointment. You can read my testimony on there. You can check out products. You can check out the blog. Lots of great resources on my website. So I hope this gives you a good introduction to what strategic nutrition is. And if you join the Suture Meal Planning and More Facebook group, it's a private group on Facebook. This next month in October, I'm going to be releasing more videos and more meal plans on what pillar 1, pillar 2, and pillar 3 will look like as far as food and how we apply this to our life. So more information is coming, more resources are coming. So make sure to follow me on all my social media. Angela Grace, Integrative Nutrition Health Coach on Facebook. Suture Wellness is on Facebook as well. And on Instagram, it's Angela Grace _Suture Wellness. So thank you so much for taking the time and watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.